Okay, sup bosses, here we go. Sett beginner guide. I mean, I have been wanting to do this, but there's not really gonna be a beginner guide that much because I'm gonna give you guys some, secret tips, but it's still gonna be beginner friendly. So I'm gonna go down with abilities, combos, builds, spells. Okay, now let's start with let's start with passive. Sett's passive is basically a jab and a right hook, like a 1-2, like basically boxing, right? Like jab cross, jab hook. So a left jab and a right hook. That's basically it. And the jab and the right hook like deals different damage. Just like that, jab, hook. So jab deals some damage, but right hook deals way better damage. That's why when you see me like trying to dive, I jab the tower first, and then I right hook the enemy and then dive, right? Because right hook deals more damage. And when you're auto attack or auto attacking, you wanna move, right? You wanna be moving. You don't just wanna stand still and jab hook, Jab right hook, you don't want to do that. You want to move around because Sett's auto attack sometimes is a bit buggy, and it's way better to just move around when you're auto attacking. Okay, so that's it. Now I'm gonna show you the other Sett passive. Is when you lose some HP, when you're really low, you can regen. A bit of Garen up. So it's kind of like a Garen passive, but it's strong, but you don't heal too much like Garen. So that's basically it. It's basically a Garen passive, but it's not as strong, and it's only just for a bit. Wait a second. Okay, I do wanna edit this out, but I'm just gonna freaking do this. Okay, man, I'm just gonna cut this freaking. Okay, there we go. So this is basically it. You see, that's why I use this skin. It's way better. It's way better representation of the passive healing. And that's that. Basically, when you get super low, it gives you some green particles and like you heal. Basically like Garen, but it's not as good as Garen passive. And see, it's only per much. And now you don't have it. You're only gonna have it when you're like super low. 10%. And also, the jab cross. I haven't told you guys. Look at the jab. Look how short the range is. Okay, so I'm gonna jab. Look at the right hook. Look how long that is. So basically, when you jab and you right hook, see that. See, it's basically longer. Jab is short. Right hook's longer. See. This why you see me dive. You see me tower dives. I always jab the tower first before I hit the target. That's basically it. Now let's go with the first ability. First ability is basically kind of like a jab cross. It's basically 2 punches. So left hook southpaw and uppercut. So basically a left hook and an uppercut. And it also increases the range. It's basically you already basically have the benefits of the right hook range. So if you're trying to chase someone down, I just do that. Press Q, and it gives you some movement speed. And this is how you do the combo. Just jab, cross, left hook, and a right hook. So punch, and then punch. So this is how it is. This is how you do the combo with your first ability. So just basically keep practicing it on practice tool until you like get really good at it, Because this is basically an auto reset, and you wanna be a bit faster. As time goes by, you keep playing Sett, you're basically gonna get good at it. And also, there's a extra tip you can do when you're real low, you can outplay jab into just Q. Jab into Q, like just really fast like that. Because the 1-2 is like really obvious. So you want to go jab and then Q. Auto Q. Auto Q. That's basically it. Auto Q. Can even surprise splash. Okay, now with second ability, the main ability. So basically, on the side, you deal just physical damage. Just physical damage. The side, the left and the right side, just physical damage. But if you hit with the middle part, that's where the true damage is. That's what we want to hit. That's the true damage. So basically, sides are physical damage, and the middle is true damage. And when it gets yellow, as you can see, it gets yellow like that. It's stronger. When the grit is yellow, not color white, but color yellow, basically means full grit. Look at this. There we go. So if you hit that, it deals more damage, basically. You could even use splash with this one. So there's an extra tip, guys. I know this is supposed to be a beginner guide. There's an extra tip. You can do that. You can predict the splash, or like if it's not enough range, basically like this, you splash like that. Do it again. See, something like that. So you can guaranteed the true damage. Okay, now the third ability. It's a pull. You pull people in. See, look. There's also extra tip in here. See how it's not in range, but when you go with this one, the sides, you have better range. That's what sometimes I use this when I'm chasing enemy down. Look at this. So I don't pull that, right? Now I pull it. Look at this. See? It gives you more range, doesn't it? You don't know that, right? So that's basically it. You can pull people, get extra range, but have more tips for you guys. Some of you guys don't know that if you do this side to side, if you hit people from both sides, third ability like that, you stun people, basically. You make them hit each other. So you can guaranteed the second ability's true damage. You can even use something like that if you're good like me. Just kidding. Okay, this is supposed to be beginner guide next. Come on. So that's basically it. If you use your third ability like this, you stun people. If it's two people like this, side to side, you stun people. But if you don't, it's not gonna stun. You're most likely you're not gonna guarantee the true damage. Okay, now let's go for the ultimate. The ultimate is showstopper. It's basically like this. You John Cena people down, and it's basically when it hits the ground, it gives you like critical damage, right? And about the ultimate, somebody's been asking me, commenting the same thing over and over again. I wasn't understand what he was freaking talking about, like how to control the Sett ult. It's basically like this. So where you're from, so basically like this, right? So where you're from is gonna guarantee where the ult is gonna go. So if you basically do it like this, right? If you're behind, then it's gonna go in there. If you're in there, it's gonna go in there. And that's basically the main shit of Sett's team fight, right? If you don't ult correctly like this, it's not gonna deal much damage. Like, it's not gonna crit. But if you ult like this, look at that, it's gonna crit. See, basically like that. Let's say this is a Sion, right? Or Mundo, like freaking 1000 heart steal. And you ult like this, right? Look at that. Look at that in the middle, like that diamond thing. Look at that. You need that that sweet spot. Basically like this. You Q, movement speed up, ult, and then there we go. See? It crits. So that's what you need. That's how you control the Sett ultimate. Okay? Okay, follow in there in the commenter on YouTube. That's how you do. That's how you control the Sett ultimate. And he showed me something like this. Like basically when the lane is freezing, like you're doing that and you just insect Sett combo, basically like that. I know this is supposed to be a beginner guide, guys, but come on, I know some of you guys can do that. It's simple. It's simple. Come on, let me show you this. So this basically happens when the lane is freezing, right? Or like it's inside the tower. You can use it's better to just use your third ability. I mean, you could do something like this. You can flash behind, ult, but it's always better to use your third ability. I mean, you can go with that. You can Q, you can flash it fast like that, right? It's fast. Use the Q, movement speed, and flash into ult. but it's way better to always get the third ability because you pull that. See, look at that. Look how fast that is. Basically, Q, the first ability has movement speed, and then you pull your third ability into flash behind him and then ult. So that's basically it. That's how you do the combo. That's how you control the ult. That's what the dude has been asking me, okay? So that's that. Okay, now let's go for the combos. Okay, I'm already doing the combos. Okay, well, let's do this. So it's simple as this. It's a beginner guide, right? You do auto, Q, and then that's gonna be your main dish on this like combos, you know? You auto, Q, and just keep autoing. You keep autoing until the grit fully stacks, and that's where you use your third ability into W, and then you ult. So it's a guaranteed kill, because the ult, little did you guys know, the ult deals more damage the lower it is. It gives you more crit, especially when you're playing against tanks like a Bolivar, like a Darius. I mean, the Juggernauts. So basically this auto, Q. We just auto attack, we just auto attacking. Like we're being like pressuring, now we're low, auto attack again. E, second ability, ult, ignite, then he's dead. That's basically it. It's simple as that. And you mix it up. If you know how to use all the abilities with Sett, you might think it's really simple, right? But it's not. It's the same thing with how to use the ult control, how to like use the auto QQ, like how to hit the sweet spot of the second ability, how to stun your third ability, how to use your ult correctly. It's not as simple, guys. It's not as simple. You need practice with it. You absolutely need practice with it. Okay, secret tip. Just real simple. I know this is supposed to be a beginner guide, but I wanna add something. Okay. So basically, this is a little bit of a tip. When you have your grit, you ult and then you use your second ability. Oh Max, that's a really simple technique, but look at this. Look at this, look at the ult. Look how much slow you're getting. 99% slow. 99% slow. And not a lot of you guys know that. And this is a beginner guide, right? Some of you guys might not know that. So it's basically a combo where you can guarantee your second ability if you don't have a third ability. If your third ability on cooldown, if you used it, but your grit is fully stacked, you ult, the dude's super slowed, and then you press second ability. Basically, the only way they're gonna get out of it is they have flash. Like look how much slow that is. Okay, let me get a better view at this. Okay, so hold on, guys. Come on, wait. Okay, so after he used Q. Okay, let's ult this guy. Let him use his Q first, because it has like slow reduction. Now we ult. Look at that. Look how slow he is. See? He's like a super better version of the Wither. So yeah, that's basically it. I cut out the video because I have been doing some freaking stupid ass combos in here. Like it's supposed to be a beginner guide, Max. That's not a freaking advanced guide. Like let's just go over the build. Okay, let's go over the build. It's obviously gonna be Heartsteel. It's Heartsteel. It always has been Heartsteel for the beginner guide. Because in most matchups, especially right now, Sett is pretty strong in this season. Not gonna lie. And at first laning phase, you obviously want to go Ruby Crystal. You don't want to go Longsword. Ruby Crystal's how it is, because that's where you get most of the grit. And level 1 is Ruby Crystal, not Longsword. Heartsteel, obviously. Now with the boots, 80 band boots. Okay, so you might think, oh, 30 attack damage also have the freaking lethality boots, but we're going 80 band boots because of the lifesteal. It's better synchronization with our passive, the Garen healing passive, right? So we go with that. Now, with this one, okay, second item is where I get a lot of questions about this. So what's the second item? Basically, it goes what type of player you are. Okay, if you're the type of player you like team fight, okay, go for Black Cleaver. It has enough HP and physical damage, and that's what Sett wants, the HP and physical damage, you know. For the grit, you need enough HP and enough physical damage, and that's, you would want to go Black Cleaver if you're a team fighter. But if you're like me, you just want to dominate lane, you just want to stay side lane, split push, we want to go with Hull Breaker. It's a better version of the Black Cleaver, but instead you don't have the ability haste, you know. That's why I told you guys this one's like better for team fighting, because you have the cooldown. But Hull Breaker, you just break towers, he has 10 more physical damage, and that's basically it. Now, the third item. Third item is like, it kind of depends on the matchups, but most of the case, I go Spirit Shojin. Sometimes you would want to go with something like this, something like Styrax. Let's say you're playing against like a Garen or like a Darius, but in most cases, Spirit Shojin it is. Okay, now, fourth item. Obviously, it's most likely Titanic Hydra. Sometimes I do go pick item Titanic Hydra, but it's not really good. So yeah, most likely 90%, 99% of the time it's gonna be Titanic Hydra. And picked item, I mostly don't go with Styrax, but it's also good if they have burst. You know, if you just wanna survive longer in team fights, because the cooldown is what I'm looking for. See, it's almost 9 seconds. 8 seconds. But with Black Cleaver, that's gonna be minus like 1 second, right? So it's 7 seconds, see? And that's what I need. And Black Cleaver is enough. It's enough. You might think, oh, the shield, man, the shield and 50 attack damage. That's not really gonna make any much difference. Especially with the runes I'm gonna give you guys. So, I mean, you could go with that, but for me, I like to have my ability haste, you know? And this is basically the pool build, guys. It's a pool build. Now for the tier 3 boots. Tier 3 boots. Okay. Let's start with Righteous Glory here. So with Righteous Glory, I mostly go with this if I'm just trying to like chase down people. Like basically against mobile champs. It like gives you some really good movement speed, especially when you're just using Flash and Ignite. You don't have Ghosts. Sett's mobility is like super shit. The only thing we have is just as a burst ability. So look at that. It's not even up. I mean, you have movement speed. You have that, but look at this distance. Use burst ability and Righteous Glory. Look how fast we are. We zoom in, zoom. Look at fast Sett, fast boy. Now, obviously, normally you go Stride Breaker. It's the most normalish tier 3 boots. This is basically it. You have some bit of slow. You have a dash. And that's basically it. You can do some combos with it. I mean, you can do that. Small insect, I guess. Small insect combo. Small insect combo. But yeah, that's that. I don't really go much with Gore Drinker. Gore Drinker would only happen, like, you don't really do it as much. You only have this kind of combo, you know. You're just trying to like clear waves, you know. It's basically a split push item. You do that to minions. That's basically it. Now let's go with shield, gargoyles. Okay, gargoyles. You'd only be building gargoyles, I think, if you're like the main tank. If you like, this is definitely a team fighting item, because that's just basically it. You got extra shield, you know. Like you can surprise people like, oh yeah, he has a second ability, and then you press gargoyles. And this one, Rocket, I don't really use this as much. I mostly go Gale Force. I don't know if it's really good. I mean, you could do something like that. Dash is pretty good, honestly. I'm wondering if it's like, is it longer than Gale Force? Like, let's actually test this out. Okay, so it's in here. Okay, I'm gonna try something. Okay. Let's put it in here. Okay, so let's put a dummy in here. Okay, so that's that. Okay, let's put a dummy again in here. Spawn a dummy. Okay, let's buy Gale Force. let's see if Gale Force is actually longer. Because for me, I thought Gale Force is longer. I think it is, right? Is it? Wait, well, why is that kind of small? Why is that kind of small, man? What the heck is that? Okay, let's do this. Wait, that's actually kind of like not that what I expected. So it's just enough. So it's just enough. Yeah, it's just that. Okay, let's add one in here. This might be. I feel like we might start using rocket now, guys. Wait, I'm the beginner, man. Holy crap! I don't know this. It's significantly longer. A little bit, not significant. A little bit longer. It's a little bit longer. I don't know that. Rocket's actually way better. Holy. Maybe I should be watching beginner guides. Holy moly. Also, we're gonna go rocket now. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, I actually know that. Just kidding. Okay. So, we're actually gonna be going with rocket now. These three you don't really use much. Zonias, you can use it. I mostly use Zonias when the game's like crazy. Because you mostly use it for like cooldowns. You can get away with it. Like, let's say your second ability didn't hit, and you press Zonias. Okay, that didn't work. I was trying something in there. I thought you can ult and press Zonias mid-ult. Okay, never mind. Okay, so lastly, QSS, Quicksilver Slash. Quicksilver. You know the drill. You just... This mostly for crowd controls. Like, it's annoying crowd controls. That's mostly why you see me use this. I mean, there's a lot of champs that have stun. Thresh, Seraphine, Morg, you get it, you know. Okay, now another bonus tip. So let me show you this. So we're not gonna hit this. That's basically it. 2,700. We don't hit anything. That's without conk. Okay, look. Let me do this. Without conk, I'm gonna show you. Without conk, that's the normal damage. Wait up. Okay, hit. Okay, so basically, again, 2,751, right? Okay, so look at that. Look, see? This is really special. I'm gonna show you this. So now we're gonna go with that. So this is the normal damage, right? This is why I keep telling you guys, Conqueror plus Shojin stacking is like really good. So let's just stack Conk, just Conk. We're not gonna use any abilities so it doesn't like stack up the Shojin. Just Conk. Look how much damage it is. See? 3,000. 3,000. That was 700. So you almost get like 300, 250, 300. Just Conk fully stacked. It increases to almost 300. See? See that? That's why Shojin plus Conqueror is like really good combination. Anyway, that's it. Okay, now for the runes. For the runes, normally you would go Conqueror. I already talked about it. Conqueror stacks the grit, stacks the damage. Basically, it's really good with Sett. This should be your standard rune per set. This should be your standard rune per set. I know sometimes we go with Grasp, but you only go Grasp when you're like infinite scaling. Basically playing against tanks, right? Like Sion, Mundo. Basically matchups that are so tanky you almost don't kill them. Or like maybe easy matchups like Yone, Garen. Basically it, right? We don't go with this, we don't go with those. We go with this. The only runes, color runes, this is called color runes, the secondary runes. Only runes you're gonna go with those two. Like the green one and the yellow one. Now, Courage of Colossus is what you would go for. You don't want to go with these two. It's already been nerfed. I used to go with it. Not anymore. As now it says Courage of Colossus. So it's really good with Outplay. What I mean by that is Courage of Colossus activates when you have a CC, a crowd control, or a stun. Or basically Sett's third ability. That's why I said Outplay. Now, Second Wind is basically really good with Sett. Synchronized with his passive healing. You don't want to go with that, okay? Not a support. bone plating is alright. I think it's good with all-inning. Like all-in, that's level 1 cheese or something like that. But for me personally, I don't really like going with it. Mostly I'm much of a second wind enjoyer because second wind is really good combination with your passive. Like when you're really low, it's super good because not only second wind gives you more healing when you're low, and that also activates your passive when you're low, right? You get like kind of the Garen healing, right? Garen passive. So that's why second wind is absolutely way better, just for me, with bomb plating, okay? Just go second wind, okay? Just trust me on this one, guys. Anyway, Perseverance. This has been nerfed. I used to go with it, but it's super rare. Revitalize. I mean, just the extra shield and the healing. It's kind of good for tower dive, especially now that the tower has been like the damage has been increased. But you most likely would just go with overgrowth. It's the main shit, just overgrowth. And lastly, this basically the backbone of the damage I'm getting with the second ability is basically Gathering Storm. The longer the game goes, it's basically really good for your late game. I mean, you don't want to go with these three, because last time doesn't really give you that much. Brutal is good. I guess you could go with it if you trying to duke it out. Maybe if the matchup is hard. Last stand, it's not really that good because it doesn't really give you that much damage. Plus, when you're low, it doesn't really increase your true damage, only the side. So you're basically just gonna go with these two. It's either Brutal or Gathering Storm. Most case, I'd like to go Gathering Storm because you're already strong enough early game. Sett is already strong enough early game. I mean, you could go with these, but you lose getting the second wind. Because I talk about like second wind, it's like really good with your passive healing. And not only that, you lose the Colossus where you get the outplay. So in most case, 90% of the time, this is the runes you're gonna be going. Green first and then yellow. Now with the spell, obviously, Flash and Ignite is the classical, the standard. And that is basically the spells you're gonna be going. Teleport, I don't really go with it too much. I mostly go with it if we're just infinite scaling. This mainly for like Sion, I think. It's mostly like you're playing against Sion, because Sion's gonna be like, it's gonna die and then gonna go back to the lane. Basically, you're playing against tanky champs that are always in your face. Like basically just trying to infinite scaling. Maybe a Jax. Maybe it's most likely Sion. I don't really go with it too much. Now for Ghost, Ghost will most likely be used if playing against like really mobile champs. Maybe like Yasuo. Yone, I don't go with it too much. It's mostly playing against Yasuo, maybe like a range Baron laner, or mostly Jace, or like Gragas top, or maybe Akali. But Akali, it's not. You don't really place with it too much. It's most like Jace or like a Gragas, basically long range. And that's basically it. In most cases, this is what you're just gonna be going for: Grasp or Conk. Grasp Conk. Play the put work. Okay, this is supposed to be a beginner guide, but I'm gonna tell you, play the put work. This is only for range matchups like Timo top, Action top. The freaking cringe ass crazy matchups. Jace top too. You could use this. But yeah, that's basically all the runes. I mean, there's one more, Little Tempo, but you need to be a bit more experienced to know how to use Little Tempo as Sett. Other than that, that's basically all it, guys. That's the runes. And yeah, that's basically the Sett beginner guide. I mean, kind of a beginner guide. I did show some bit of some bonus tips. I mean, you guys can just practice it up, and practice still. Maybe get better, play more games with Sett. I'm always trying to post some videos that maybe could learn you guys more a bit, especially like matchups, how to play against Darius, how to play against range top, some combos, what to build, crazy builds, secret builds, basically everything. But yeah, as much as possible, this is just like a simple guide version of Sett. Maybe I will throw a advanced Sett guide in the future, but I don't think that's gonna be very soon. For now, this is basically it.
Quadra kill. Perfect.